Hello. Welcome on back to the whimsical world of O. In this video, I'm going to be exploring how I created some of the creatures that populate my world. I'll be discussing how factors like habitat, diet, behavior, reproduction, and ecological niches should play a part in the construction of believable yet fantastical organisms and entities. So come on down and ooze on into some good old-fashioned creature design goodness. The first creature we'll be looking at is one I teased on the community page of the channel, which if you haven't checked out yet is a good way to anonymously vote at what you would like to see, as I will be posting regular polls so I can produce the content that you guys want. Anyhow, this little homie is called an Oglewomp. I knew that from the get-go, I wanted to combine the physiology of one of my country's native frogs, the green and golden bell frog, with that of the tawny frogmouth owl from Australia. In terms of its design, I wanted to take into consideration that it was an amphibious nocturnal predator, combining both of the fundamental aspects of frogs and owls. Secondly, I wanted to factor in its habitat and understand how things like its diet, which consists of insects and small vertebrates like fish, mice, and other amphibians, would contribute to its aesthetic outcome. Its frog body is ideal for hunting in and around water sources like ponds, rivers, or marshes, while its owl eyes and beak make it an excellent nocturnal ambush predator. Its habitat also directly influences its colour scheme, with the earthy browns and forest greens giving it an innate camouflage amongst its wetland environment. In terms of its ecological niche, it maintains the population of insects and small vertebrates around wild water sources, making it a key member of the wetland ecology. It also is more active in wetter months, like late spring, where it attracts mates with its boisterous call before laying its spawn at the brim of small inlets and ponds. These develop into little tadpole-like creatures called oglings before reaching full maturity by late autumn. The second creature was another I teased on the community board called a Throngo. This creature incorporates aspects from the real-world gorilla, gibbon, and pufferfish. It is an omnivorous and territorial animal, like a gorilla, but also possesses a potent poison which is produced in its throat sac before being distributed to the tips of its nematocyst-like barbs. The Throngo is primarily a foraging creature, snacking on things like fruits, nuts, seeds, and small insects, but it is also capable of attacking and consuming larger prey or predators that invade its territorial grounds. The Throngo also uses its throat sac for a variety of vocalizations, which range from pleasant chirps used in mating rituals to deep resonant bellows for aggressive displays. They are deeply social, community-driven animals and thrive in hordes of up to 20 to 25 individuals. It inhabits forested or woodland environments and plays a key role in the dispersal of seeds and pollen through its diet. Its gestation period is about 9 months and usually only produces one offspring, but there are occasional twins. Throngos are poached for their poison and for their use as competitors in the Baskian Underground Fighting League, which pits animals and creatures off against one another for entertainment and gambling. The third creature is the strange and mysterious Monodon, which combines the anatomy of a typical mythical sea dragon with that of a prawn and a crab. This creature is enormous and is known to reach lengths of over 40 meters. It favors the very deep sea, but is known to patrol shallower regions of reefs and coral beds when hunting. This creature is almost certainly one of the apex predators of the ocean. Its sheer size and its specialized antennae, which can detect the slightest change in current, chemical consistency, and temperature from over 150 meters away, makes it an extreme threat to basically all entities or creatures capable of being consumed. Thankfully, these creatures are almost entirely solitary and only ever gather in groups of up to 10 to 20 in the height of mating season. This is where they produce 50 to 60 nymphs, which are about the size of an adolescent cow. Monodons have extremely dexterous appendages situated around their head, which allow for an easy manipulation of food, as well as for an increase in its hunting ability. They are also covered in a thick spiny carapace like that of a crab, and are incredibly difficult to injure. Their meat is said to be the finest of ocean delicacy for those daring enough to hunt it, but few have ever tried, and less have ever returned. Monodons also use their mandibles to produce a variety of clicks and pulses that are said to emulate frequencies of other marine animals as a means of luring and ambushing. Some sailors have remarked that they have also heard screams for help coming from the depths before catching a snatched glimpse at its vivid crustacean carapace. The final animal we're looking at is the boar-warthog-crocodile hybrid known as an Ukog. This was one of my favorites to design, and I left in the first attempt at its body and proportions to show you guys that you don't have to commit to the first idea that you have. In most cases, iterating will almost certainly improve the overall design. The Ukog is an amphibious carnivore that would probably function as a primary predator of the Oglewomp. It is also incredibly territorial and aggressive, as it marks its grounds by scratching or ripping vegetation with its tusks. Ukog inhabit the marshes and swamplands to the south of Basque and to the west of the forests of Frigg. They live in vast floats and spend a great deal of time in the water. However, their porcine legs make them incredibly agile and swift hunters on land. Their coloration gives them natural camouflage among the silt browns of the riverbanks, and they often use algae or moss as added cover while hunting. Their behavior is more in keeping with their boar counterparts, in the sense that they are aggressive and vicious when threatened, but can also be domesticated and cultivated when done so properly. Their threat displays are something to behold, as they tear and rip at their opponents with their sharp tusks, and also clamp and death roll them with their impressive jaw pressure. With its size and evolutionary adaptations, Ukogs can live for up to 60 to 70 years, and they are capable of producing young from about 2 to 60 years old. They are incredibly dominant in the wetland ecology, with very few natural predators besides themselves and humans, or the occasional Frigg folk. Thank you for making it this far in the video, and I really hope you've enjoyed a little look at just a handful of the creatures I am designing for my world building project. I have many others in the pipeline, like the kangaroo stag called a thumper buck, a rhino bison armadillo hybrid, which I have yet to name, and a spider raven hybrid called a whooping spindle spine. If you'd like to see more of these in the future, please let me know. Also, please like and subscribe if you haven't, as it really helps with the algorithm and could potentially lead to me expanding this project into more impressive and entertaining avenues. Thank you again, and be sure to look out for the upcoming poll where you can vote on what you would like to see next. As always, if you have any ideas or contributions, leave them in the comments, and let's see what weirdness we can come up with. Until then, I will see you in the next installment.